It's go off in a small place. They took a trip to
Buy a battery,
we're going to be having
installs
a
it,
in case they,
charges
yeah.
itself overnight when the weights are low.
So you did see, oh yeah, they found, we see about it.
They
probably doing it all the time.
Yeah, it moves.
Don't use,
What they say,
they sell that to
100 feet
you.
here, a couple of feet.
All right, 6:30.
Do you hit the button?
I was just going to.
That's on the way better than solar.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you everybody for joining us for our city council meeting committee of a whole. We'll start with the roll call, please.
Commissioner Dixon? Here. Commissioner Weeding? Commissioner Walsh?
Here.
Commissioner Michael?
Here.
Mayor Lyons?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay. Some of the agenda's approval minutes. I need a motion to approve the minutes from our last committee of a whole, that took place on July 14th. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Commissioner Michael?
Yes.
Commissioner Dixon?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Mayor Lyons?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, next on the agenda is gonna be our discussion items. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 discussion items. First one up is gonna be repairs to the Metropolitan Pump Company for lift station and well. We're gonna, Rod, you're on the clock here.
Okay, this brings us up to what we call phase 2 for our SCADA system upgrades. We've been going along after the main phase, which is the water and the sewer plant. We then started the secondary phase, which is telemetry. So anything that deals with wells or lift stations that has to radio out and cut back, so we decided to start with them. So we've already did well 1 and 2, well 4, or well 5 is going to be the next one. So that was part of the repair for Metropolitan. Metropolitan is our preferred provider for the repairs and implementation. They gave us estimates for doing it needs some piping repaired, and also the meter doesn't work in the well house. We've been sort of guesstimating it off of the well times on and off. We know how much the well pumps, so we can guesstimate on that. Otherwise, it was built back in. Well, I was built back in 1991. Basically, the scope of the work is going to be electrical upgrade, new SCADA installation, and new flow meter, along with new VFD drive instead of the old style contacts, which are in there. We had a problem with them with hydrosulfide eating a lot of stuff and problems in the cabinet, so they're going to install a nice stainless cabinet. It's going to be sealed, properly vetted. Then the Lighthouse Cove lift station, it was built back in 1997. It's a duplex pump, which means there's 2 pumps in there. It's really dire needs of repair. The lift station itself, the fault system doesn't work on any of the pumps no more. The flow meter doesn't work. It's just stuff that's old, and it just basically went obsolete. And we knew what one made it, we were just going to have to replace it all. So this falls right in the category of turnaround and get it really changed out. Shadow Lakes was done a couple years ago. Town's Braidwood already has a new cabinet. We just got to do an upgrade in there. 113 was just finished by Best Time, so they're all in cabinets. They're all going to be the same. Telemetry is all going to be the same in there. So we're going to have redundancy on a lot of these. It's all going to be pretty much. If we needed a part, you could actually take one out of one out of the other. So the only thing that changes in there is the horsepower. There's anywhere from 3.7 to 10 horsepower depending on what the station is. But does very much need to be repaired. Like I said, these are preferred provider by Metropolitan. So they're the ones that we got the SCADA system through, and we buy their pumps, and they do great service. So those were those two, and then the last but least would be the emergency repair that we had to do to well 3 the other day. It was sort of a shock to us, and we weren't really prepared, so it sort of caught us off guard. And we sort of learned quite a bit of things on what we can and can't do with the water plant. Were we behind on water? We were starting to. We were only could pump about 350 to 380 gallons a minute tops. Usage is about 500. So luckily the towers were full when it happened. We had about a 3 or 4 day buffer. But by the time we did get it fixed, we were down to about a quarter of the big tower feeding the system. So we did get it online. Took another half of the day to get the SCADA fixed and work it. Different mod buses, supposedly, different way that different things talk to each other. They had to get a couple extra parts to make things, so we went from something that was 17 years old to new style. So there was a few controllers and things that we had to take it and we had to get, but everything's all up and running, and hopefully it's gonna stay that way.
How long does that part, because this again was kind of a sensitive subject a little bit on our, I read a little bit about it on social media. It was a 17-year part. How long did they say that part?
They say overall average 10 to 12 years, so we've got our life.
It was well over
Yeah,
life.
yeah. They're variable speed controls, so it takes your hertz, normal 60 hertz, and you can drop it down to 40, 45 hertz, so that it makes the speed of the motor, you can lower it or make it faster.
Mhm.
It's done by big capacitors. Well, if you know anybody that's got computers or anything like that, after a while, the capacitors go bad and they start leaking. And that's what was happening on the D-bus. On the DC bus side, the voltage couldn't hold up to 700 some volts or something like that. It was only around the 400s. And it wasn't enough to take and convert that over into ACs, what I was told, for it to run. So, but they're like, oh, you got your money's worth out of this, which I didn't know there was a life expectancy, which scares me because Surplex coming up 15 years old. I've already had a couple of VFDs already start to go, and I've got 17 of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know what more to say.
Okay.
You know, we watch them. It's something that you just don't have preventive maintenance, and that showing that they're going to go out. They either work or they don't.
And that's something we got to talk internally, but I didn't know that either. How do you know if something like that's going to go out? And are these parts accessible if they do go out? You know, if we do have any problems, you know, what do we need to upgrade now so we don't run into problems in case these parts are obsolete?
Yeah, see, this was a service, and basically they were, company changed hands about 5-6 years ago. So if we did need to take and change the parts out of there, they weren't readily available anyway.
Yeah.
So we changed it to the new style AABs, which is fairly common now, and mass produced, so hopefully they'll be around for quite a while.
Yeah, you guys had it up and running, what 36 hours, for 36 hours?
Yeah,
right?
about a day and a half we had
Yeah.
to go on, and then we sort of did some tweaking the last day, which didn't make any, didn't hurt anything. It was all SCADA stuff that we had tweaked, but everything was all up and running.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Good job on that.
Yeah,
Dave.
good
Yeah,
job.
thanks, guys.
Thanks, Rob.
Okay.
Okay, you covered the repairs for the water well solution, right? That was next?
Yep, that was it.
That was it. Emergency response.
That was it.
Emergency response agreement is third. That's you, Brian.
Yep. So this is related to Mastodon's high-rise sign that's being constructed right now. As you all may know, Wilmington recently had a rescue from their high-rise sign that required quite a bit of an emergency response and some specialized equipment. So the city thought it might be a good idea to put an agreement in place to make sure that if Mastodon or soon Durazio Ford, if they install a high-rise sign, that they enter into an agreement that ensures that Braidwood Fire and Braidwood Police will be reimbursed for the emergency response related to any rescues at that high-rise sign. Likely to never come into play, but if it does, it would have otherwise been an expensive bill, and Mastodon agreed to enter into the reimbursement agreement. You'll see one for Durazio Ford soon.
All right. Any questions about that? Anybody from the city council has any questions, discussion? Okay, we're gonna open a bank account for our Oslam grant funds.
This
Skip
one.
one.
Let's skip one B.
There's another one for Brian.
And the next
I'm
one.
sick of hearing from
Okay, subdivision ordinance as it pertains to consolidation of lots.
So
Brian.
fairly frequently, the city receives requests to consolidate two PIN numbers into one lot. What that document is, it's from the county tax assessor, and it's combining those PINs for tax purposes. It does not combine them in terms of like the plat. So in the past, we've administratively approved these documents, and that resolves it for the tax assessor, but it doesn't resolve the ongoing issue of consolidating the properties, so that when they go to sell the property, the plat is already in place depicting and legally describing the property. And we've never had a formalized process for it. So we decided to adopt a formalized process, and it's similar to the subdivision ordinance, where if it's relating to 5 lots or less, there is a very short, easier process that the applicant can go through. This would generally require them to prepare a plat, have it administratively reviewed by city staff like the engineer and the plan chair. After it's administratively reviewed, it would go to city council with a recommendation to approve or deny it. So it should be still a relatively easy process for them, but it is formalizing that step that they will need to prepare a plat of survey to show the new single lot.
All right, any questions? The board?
You said, oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said tax purposes for doing this, could you
Yeah, so
elaborate on that?
if you had 2 or 3 lots that your house and property was spread across, you're taxed 3 times by the tax assessor for each individual PIN. But if you're using them as one uniform lot, what people can do is get a form from the tax assessor that we have to sign off on that more or less says the property doesn't violate zoning, so that they can return that to the county, so they can combine those PINs for their tax purposes.
For
So that
one
you're only
tax,
taxed with
yeah.
1 bill as opposed to the 3 bills.
Right, thanks.
Okay, next up is gonna be, we're gonna open up a bank account for our Oslam grant funds. Liz?
We have received our first payment from the state for the amount of $300,000, and we talked about it, and we kind of decided that we should move the money here to Braidwood, so that the bank here in Braidwood got the business. So we would like to be able to open an interest-bearing, interest-bearing account with Federated Bank for the Osler grant monies. This is gonna make it much easier to figure out what we spent and what we haven't spent, and it'll be a lot easier for the auditing purposes that have to go on through the grant. So, that's the first one.
Okay, next is an engagement letter with Menard Consulting for fiscal year 26-27 for their services. Liz, you're up again.
This is for an actuarial, I can't say it, report. We have been getting dinged on our audits for not having a OPEB, and that's other post-employment benefits. And they want to know how many actual people will be on the insurance. So with that in mind, if we get an actuarial report, we will not have to look at that. Ding on the audits anymore. It will be gone, it's also very important so that we know actually what we think is gonna happen in the next few years. So, this is gonna be a ordinance to sign the letter of intent so that we can get this going. The next one.
Thank you. Okay, next item for discussion will be an engagement letter with Whipley for fiscal year 25-26 for the annual audit.
Okay. This is for the annual audit. We're gonna go with the same audit company that we have been using. This will be for 25-26. And this will be the actual, this is up to date. This audit puts us completely up to date. We were just on a call today. The plan is to have it done by December 31st, so that it is not late. So this is authorizing me to sign the letter of intent. The audit fees are predicted at 52.5, and then 2,500 if we need the extra audit for the grants.
Any questions? Anything?
Sarah, you're up.
Okay, next on our discussion item for community hall, last and final, is our Braidwood website.
So, yeah, Steve and I have been going over different things. We do have somebody else kind of helping us with the website. And of course, every time we have a meeting, Steve gets another bright idea and things change. So today I spent half the day pretty much updating some last minute things and changes. So it's almost done. So I'm hoping to say, so we just have a few more things to add to the webpage and get some more pictures and programs in place. So hopefully, my goal is by the end of this month, we should have the new website up and running. So, like I said, we just keep making these final changes, but things are starting to look promising now, so it's getting closer. Yeah, I'm excited for it. So we're gonna have like a Route 66 page and everything. We'll have an economic development page with a brochure that's gonna be coming. So we will have the permits, just like we have currently on our website. It's just not gonna be submittable unless we get another program for that. So that would be a phase 2 discussion to upgrade. We don't have Municode yet. They're still in the works of them recodifying all the information. So it's probably gonna take still another year for them to go through all that. So it is on its way, but we won't have Municode when this launches. It'll still be unfortunately, our old form of Code of Ordinances is that file until Municode is finished and gone through.
Seek and find.
Yeah, so it's gonna take time. So we are pretty much kind of trying to do this in steps. It's how it's gonna happen. We were hoping to have it all in one, but it's not gonna happen. So hopefully by the end of this month, we'll have the website up and running.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
I have a question. Are you working with a web designer or anything? Or
So
is it just
Civic Plus is the company that kind of designed the layout. There is somebody else through GAD company that they've been helping with us. They know how to try to make the layouts look like how to organize all of our thoughts into things. So that's what he's working on with us.
It was talked about at the board meeting, we did vote on it, you probably forgot about it. It was just it's a third company that we contracted out to kind of help us with the website.
Okay.
Help us design, and put the information that we need, that we want in there. They've done it before, it's pretty good. We got into like a contract, we just set a flat rate, so it's been pretty helpful.
And he's making it more user-friendly than what we have right now,
Correct.
and more aesthetically pleasing than we have right now.
So
Yeah,
it is a
it'll
work,
be really nice for
it's a work in
for
progress.
us and for the citizens, it'll be a nice website.
And if anything's not working right, we'll tweak it as we can go. I mean, like I said, there's lots of parts to the website. So it's a work in progress.
Sometimes I remember.
No, I know you would.
But I just do it
I
in
didn't-
case people are wondering.
Yeah.
But this case I didn't remember.
But now that we're talking about it, it sounds familiar.
Yes, definitely.
All right, thank you. Next on the agenda is public comment. State your name, your last name. We don't care where you live. Just you get 3 minutes. And it's public comment, not public discussion. So if anybody has any public comment, feel free to come up for 3 minutes. Okay. We're gonna move on to executive session for community hall. Does anybody have anything for executive session for a community hall meeting? We'll move on from that. Okay, our next community hall meeting is going to be Tuesday, September 8th, 2026 at 6:30. We need a motion for adjournment. I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Commissioner Michael?
Yes.
Commissioner Dixon?
Yes.
Mayor Lyons?
Yes.
We have adjourned.
All right, our regular scheduled meeting cannot start till the time we post it, so 7 o'clock.